Great. So welcome everybody. Thank you very much, Petra. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our project proposal, our project we really would like to do. And we already had 2 information events, one in German, one in English. And today, but I don't know if anybody of you was in the former meetings, so I'm just gonna give you an overview about all the stuff which is already happens and the basics of all, and also some news that happens in the last week. So I give you an overview and then some details about our project proposal, and then I'm going to talk about what's going to be our next plan steps. So what we see, and probably you also are recognizing, is that there are changing. Times are changing in our direct life, but also for the science. And so we see that the way to work together is changing. And there are some reasons. There are a lot of budget cuts for research and libraries. Yes, of course, in the US, but also in other countries, in other European countries, and also in Germany. And what we all recognize is that the US has some topics they don't like really to have research on, like diversity or other topics. And we also lost some context of people in the US, and or it's hard to reach them, and we just get some polite, really nice answers, but not really content in the answers. And we also observed that there were some countries blocked from some US databases. And a lot of more, I don't have to tell you, because you are here, because you also recognize it. But we also see other things like big nature. I'm sorry, I'm lost the word. That the nature also is strange, and this is also could be a problem, and a lot of problems on the world that you cannot really plan, or that's unpredictable in a way. And one of the really most important bibliographic databases is PubMed. You probably know, but just say a little bit data about it. It's the highly used, probably the most used database for life science. And the core part is the most important part, is the Medline database, which covers the data from over 5,000 journal titles of the life science. And of course, everything is attached with a mesh, and it's really, really high use, not only from people who are doing research there, but also from other services like EuroPMC or OpenAlex or other databases that uses PubMed data for their services. And when I walk around and talk to our users or to the community, everybody just saying, oh, what do you think could happen to PubMed? Do you think there could something happen to PubMed? What if something happened to PubMed? And my impression is that already all the concerns just consuming so much time that better would be placed into research. And there was a study from the Institute for Quality and Efficiency in Healthcare in Germany. And they found out that the literature research in Germany in life science is, as you can see, relies heavily on data from the US. And they also see that there is no alternative at the moment in Germany to PubMed. And I think it's not only a problem for Germany, I think probably you could say this for your countries too. So then it's the question, why are the other databases no alternatives, that the databases that already exist? So we have EuroPMC or OpenAlex, but they are also based on PubMed data. So if what we really don't hope, PubMed gets a problem with content or with performance or whatever, also EuroPMC or OpenAlex would have a problem. Then we have other databases, commercial databases like Embase, Scopus, or Web of Science, but they are really expensive. And I know a lot of institutes in Germany cannot afford the money, and I think a lot of institutes in your country probably too. And then we have Livivo. This is the database of ZBMed. We are also based of PubMed data. We are like also EuroPMC or probably OpenLXO. We are saving PubMed data, so we have it on daily basis. So if there would be a problem, we have the data, but you know, life sciences goes on and on and on. So from the day on, the data gets old when there would be a problem with PubMed, which we really don't hope. And none of these databases, also Livivo, are open source. And so there are really depending on financial supporters, and there's no influence that the community could do about it. And we think that's a really, really big problem. Because it's not just about PubMed, it's about having such a critical infrastructure in a system where it's just could happen something and then it's gone. And when you have it like open source, you have always the opportunity for someone to take over. And so we thought about what can we do? What can ZBMed do? ZBMed is the central library for medicine in Germany, and as I told you, we have a discovery system with PubMed data. So we know how to run a big discovery service. And we also know PubMed data because this is what we are dealing with for the last 10 years. And what you maybe not know, we are translating the mesh in German. So we really know the mesh very well and the structures and the way the NLM is going on with PubMed. And we are really well experienced in life sciences. We have a lot of research project with life scientists. We know the community, and we know where PubMed is really important and what the people need. And we have a really, really big network, not just in life science, but also in data science or in information science or in library science. And for example, we are a big part of the national research infrastructure in Germany. And also there we have a great community and the ability to talk to the community and the needs of the community. And we are really standing for open source. So open source is really important for us. So for example, there's no easy decision to use like a Microsoft product. So we discuss everything and really try to use open source as far as we are able to do it. So we said, okay, there is something that is needed to do and we could do it. So we made a project proposal, and here you see the key data. So we planned it just like a sprint, like really short term, 18 months. Why that short? Because we think it is really, really important to act fast now. It's not about doing the perfect thing. It's not about doing a new thing. It's to do something that could be a backup if something happens. And so we are planning to do a basic version of PubMed, which mainly in the core focus on the Medline data and has the search functions like PubMed has. And firstly, that's it. Because it's just about having a backup. But we plan to do it all open source and open data as far as we can do it. And we are doing it fully transparent. Like we are talking to you now, even though we don't have the project financed yet. And we also have published our proposal. And we got for this more than 40 letters of support, which we really appreciate. And we already submitted it in May. And we are expecting the final decision in the mid or late October about if this project will be funded or not. And so it is really not usual to talk about all of this before it is already funded. So why are we doing this? It is because we want the researchers to know that we have heard your concerns and that we are care about it. And we also looking for other initiatives. And we also want to say, we really would like to work together with other players, also like EuroPMC or PubMed, and say, okay, this is not something against you, it's something with you. And so really transparent, just jump in, talk to us. And we also want to start really, really quickly. When we get the money to fund it, we really want to start directly on the next day and not just waiting. So what are the plans for the concrete project? So what's the most important is the community collaboration. So we plan to do a collaboration with the librarians, with the researchers, with the discovery service experts, and really build up a network and also a network for governance over the 18-month so that we really have a good plan how to work together, not just now, but for a long time, and how to place it, where in Europe and where to put it. This is all what we plan to do in this package. And then, of course, we need the data. So the data is key. So we have just one package, which is about talking to the publishers, because we need the new data, the new publication data from the publishers. And then we plan to have a submission service like PubMed has it, like really easy to do. And then, of course, the mesh is really important. And as you know, the mesh is really complex. So we will try to do the basic for a mesh annotation and for the search functions of PubMed. And we will lay the infrastructure probably on the German big cloud infrastructure Dembi, so there will be no performance problems. And this all together, we hope will then be a sustainable infrastructure. So what I want to show you next is already what we are planning next and what we are doing now. We are planning to say, hey, you probably know it, and I really like it, to use in work like track changes, like collaborative work, but seeing what are the others are doing. And I know that a lot of people are concerned, what is PubMed doing? But PubMed is doing great, and they're doing a great job. And this is what we want to try to say, that all the concerns on PubMed, at the moment, there's no reason. And they're doing the high quality job as they always did. So we are planning, and these are like a really, 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 really first draft, but I want to show you, like that you can see which changes are done in PubMed. And this is like it looks now, but it will not look like this, but you can see like which deletions, which articles were deleted in this week. And when you then click in, you can see the number and the title and the abstract. But what we also find out, and this is why it's just not visible from the outside, that most of the titles look like this. Like here is a report about statistics from the United States about Hispanic people. And they say it's deleted. And when I now look in PubMed, I find it. It just has another ID number. So a lot of changes are just simply a new idea. I don't really know why it is like this, but it is that way. So we are working on the problem how to really show quickly the new and a lot of more features. It's not going to stay like this, but we also plan to put the site online as soon as it's okay and really shows good results and really understandable results. But, you know, as you can see, everything's fine and everything's great, and they are curating the database like they're always doing. But in the long term, now we have 18 months are over, and what are we doing now? So hopefully PubMed is there like it always was. So this search engine should be used for a database for publications in other languages. For example, clinical studies are often published in the language of the country, like Italian, French, Spanish, German. And we think it would be a good place to put it in this database. And also, then there is an open source discovery system which everybody could reuse. And if PubMed gets trouble, whatever it could be, maybe we could help out and give them a part of our project just to be a backup and be there, and hopefully can be work together with the NLM. So what you see here are all the current information we had at the moment. So we have a project website, which you also can find when you're Googling ZBMed and OLSPub. We have a project proposal on Zenodo, and we have a mailing list. Everything is also linked from our project website, and there you can find it. And so this is the end of the presentation, and this is our vision, what we would like to do, and what's our plan with OLSPub. We want to ensure easy access, and we want a resilient and open source structure, and we want to have it with you and for you. And we really hope this is going to work out. So thank you very much. And I'm open for questions, but I'm just stopping the recording.